when we first started this book, the chapters and stories that we wanted changed. When we first started, when I first met you, I had a boyfriend. And I think we were trying to put him in, like, I had these stories about being in love. And then while we're writing, I break up with him and hate him for dear life.
And Weezy didn't have
but we had to add the love chapter.
Yeah, she didn't have a boyfriend.
So
and then
I didn't have that whole scare that ended up
in,
I love that.
Just to get dark, y'all.
No.
I'm not going to say what it was.
Okay.
But there was a chapter about New York that fell short. And we didn't get a lot of edits back on it. And it was just like, I think the publisher was like, can you dig deeper?
Yes.
And I know it wasn't our favorite to write, but it was really fun. It was like a New York sex story. And it was just like naming my favorite places in New York. And then I remember where I was when I wrote that chapter. And literally, Tempest called me and was like, I am so impressed. I am so proud of you. This might be my favorite chapter. I'm like,
it is. Yeah.
Literally, Mandy, it was crazy because it was like, if this chapter's not good enough, what can I say about New York? Let's just talk about that time I was going to kill myself. Like, this book is fucking nuts.
You did tell us, and you like really bared your soul. And I'm actually pissed at myself because if I had known that you would dig that deep when pushed and pushed and pushed, I would have rode your ass harder the whole time.
What else?
Pause. I would have rode your ass harder.
What else do we got out of this?
Listen.
We have a ride your ass chapter.
We do have a ride your ass chapter.
Nah, but like it really is kind of crazy when you think about, just like pressure and diamond making and type shit. You know what I mean? Like thinking that story was there and didn't go until the very end. It was the last thing changed. And I wonder if being able to go through those things, I've been having conversations with friends like my most successful friends have really fucked up stories. My happiest friends went through really dark times.
Of course.
At least happy today. And it makes me think about that. It's like you kind of have to fail a little bit to get gold.
You have to know the darkness to know
the light. And even the breakup. Like your chapters were fire, even though I'm thinking they're going to be boyfriend related and then they're painful, but they were so good to read because what woman hasn't been through fucking heartbreak? Like that's reality.
I do also want to make mention, because I don't think Charlemagne was pro this. He actually mentioned it after our show at Sony Hall. He sends us our cover art and is like, now this would be a great book cover. And I said, so we literally had to tell Charlemagne it was so intentional for our faces not to be on the cover of this book because we didn't want it to be like a memoir where people would not give a fuck about these two biracial bitches if they never heard the goddamn podcast. And we wanted it to be to where any woman saw this book, picked it up and is like, now what is this? So the lips, the funness of the font.
Yes.
Everything was so intentional, y'all. We spent weeks going back and forth
I also
on
feel
this
like
goddamn
our
cover.
look would make someone think the book isn't serious. I think when you see alternative looks, young faces make me think I'm not going to get too much depth. It's going to make me think, what the fuck am I going to learn from you? Like a manifesto? Like I'm not like...
Yeah, like why are you writing a manifesto yet?
But the other thing is, I hated feeling like everybody makes me feel when I'm talking about horrible decisions, like it's just these fans. And I think it's because it's been so many years that I was really thinking like, why the fuck would I write a book just for them? These people are going to appreciate it, are going to love it. The world needs this book.
Yeah.
The people who listen to Horrible, I'm grateful they found this. But what about the girl that would love it that hasn't heard it yet? Like, I love when I meet someone new 8 years in. It's like, I just started listening a few weeks ago. And I'm like, damn, for real?
This book is literally for every person.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of one person that is female that I know in any age range who I wouldn't give this book to.
Now, what about the men? Are men going to pick
I'm
this
not
up
going to lie.
and why?
I think I was going to be queer. But no, I do think men, especially our fan base,
yes,
it will really appreciate this book. And I think it will give them what this podcast has given them for 8 years, an insight on us navigating relationships with them, us navigating our sexual bodies and our uncomfortableness with feeling safe. I think that was a big thing for me during this book. I had an epiphany in therapy that, wow, in talking about my sexual assault and talking about me navigating sex and talking about my last relationship, I haven't really felt safe with men.
Right.
And navigating that. And so within like the chapters, like I really appreciate what this book brought in the time that I needed it for my therapy journey.
Yeah.
And I definitely brought that to the book.
You literally started here and ended up in an entirely different place.
Whole different place.
Do you think you played therapy a bit?
I mean, a little bit, but that's what any good writer does. Like, especially if you're working with other people, you bring out the best in them. You bring out juicier stories. You make them feel comfortable, which is a really big deal for a writer. Like, what if you guys hated me? Like, you aren't going to tell me anything then. Like,
I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. Me and Tempest was on the phone, and and what makes this so different than horrible decisions too, decisions. I lean so much into my childhood. So there's niggas I'm talking about from like middle school, and me and Tempest are writing, and I'm like explaining it. And I'm like, let me go find their Facebook.
Yes.
And I'm literally pulling up Facebook pages of niggas that I thought I loved in middle school and high school. Like, nah, man, but let me show you how good he looks now. He was such a cute little boy.
What's interesting too is it's different from gossiping about it, because when someone's writing it with you, you kind of do need to see it. Like, we write a chapter about this white dude who is fine. But I also was like, I'm sitting here telling her about this white man being fine. And I need her to understand why I got on my knees like this.
And then when I saw him, I was like, I will get on my knees for you. And I went home and told my husband, like, hall pass.
Oh my God.
No, I ain't gonna lie. I might need you to sign an NDA, because this is not a Confessions of a Video Vixen book, but there's quite a few celebrities within our stories.
Yes.
And I had to be like, Tempest, this is what I'm talking about, girl, just so you understand.
I'm gonna keep it to myself. Like, if I can't talk about books that I wrote, if I'm not leaking that information,
Okay.
I'm not gonna
gonna
do that. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it.
What do you think was the juiciest thing from each of us where you were like, what the fuck, when we were, so basically how a lot of our writing process works is we would write it out, submit it to Tempest, and she'd be like, this is how we're making it a story, helping us edit it, just adding some good, to me, not the word transition, but I feel like I was jumping around a lot.
Yes.
Like, how did we get here?
Yeah.
I just knew how to get words on a page or tell a story, but it's like, okay, we need to build
There had to be the thread to make it a real story. The thread,
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think we've sent to you for both of us where you were like, this is crazy?
I mean, can I say it? Because I kind of want to keep some secrets to make some people read everything.
Okay, what was it about? Well, that's her. Okay, you answer that.
You know yours.
No, I don't.
How do you not know? In
Sexy
a car.
Crazy? The blood?
She said, yes.
I was like, did I saw that on the Breakfast Club? No.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that never aired. I'm pretty sure they edited that out. That was way too much to be sharing on the radio.
It was a lot.
They
did? I'm pretty sure. I watched the full thing, but
she watched
I don't
the full
think
thing. I'm pretty sure that got cut out.
No. Yeah, that was like...
So you can say it here, because it wasn't on the Breakfast Club.
Okay, so there's a part where suddenly there was talk of, what's the name of the movie again?
Saltburn.
Saltburn.
I'm just thinking of blood.
A different kind of blood.
Which is crazy, because throughout the whole theme of this podcast, Mandii has joked with me about loving blood or liking blood because I have period sex.
Yuck.
Yeah.
Because I have period sex, that's been our joke.
Yes.
The fact that it got there,
I was reading it, and first of all, the chapter starts out like really lovely and like it's about love and it's romantic and it's funny and it's cute, and then suddenly this is happening, and I was like, so
this is where we're at now.
This is where we're at now. And like, what about his leather interior? That's what I was most worried about in his car.
Girl, that's easy to wipe off,
so
girl.
funny. His leather interior is actually a
They got the Arm & Hammer wipes for the leather, girl. Pull up to the AutoZone.
I don't know. I didn't know that.
Do you know what's crazier about what he's willing to do for love? So these past few weeks we were in Thailand, I realized he has a very low tolerance for certain things. Like every day he was like, which toothbrush is mine? Which toothbrush is mine? Fine, right? I don't like sharing toothbrushes either. But I was like, at one point, didn't you eat my period blood in a car? You
licked my blood. You ate my period blood in a car.
I ain't gonna lie, blood is different than plaque. It's
blood
different.
is different than plaque.
Blood is different than plaque.
But he kisses your mouth,
bro. Like, and it's metal.
But
like,
then
there's a lot going on.
like I would rather use your toothbrush than eat your period blood, right?
Oh my God. I would rather do neither.
I don't want... Yeah,
period or plaque. But anyway.
Period or plaque is crazy.
That's a good chapter name. We missed out on that one.
Book number 2.
But then other shit, like something with his hair. I'm like, oh, just use mine. And he's like, no, I'm good. You ate my blood.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Metal.
That is crazy.
Iron.
That's crazy.
Pussy detox. But you know what? I really think
Off of a plane too, right?
Oh, girl.
Disgusting.
When we get, it was a summer day.
He's a vampire. Was this at night? Does he come out during the day? I've never seen him during the day.
No, it was daytime. It was daytime.
Okay, I'm just saying, never seen him in the daylight.
I never met him.
But you got a whole vampire nigga.
Shit, really?
No.
It's like
hey, if he comes, see if we have to invite him in. Y'all know you got to invite vampires in.
Yeah.
Let's see if he'll just open the door by his goddamn self.
It's so crazy too because one of my homegirls calls him a warlock.
Yes.
Because he just talks to animals really well. People do, and like also people respond to him.
He's
in weird
magical,
ways.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We were walking down the street and this girl literally was like, "Oh my God, I love you," and walked off. When we go out sometimes, random people want to take a picture with him. It's like, what the fuck is this? So my homegirl swears he's a fucking warlock.
He's a vampire. Vampire
Yeah,
warlock.
he's got magic, I guess, of some sort. But
what's that movie with both of them?
Which one?
It got the vampires and the warlocks.
Twilight?
Oh yeah, ain't that what they
No,
got?
that doesn't. That only has vampires.
Werewolves and vampires though, right?
It has werewolves and yes.
So y'all have never ate a period pussy? Just want to get this clear.
Whoa.
Thank you.
Eden? By the way, that was Eden off camera admitting yes.
I'm
I'm
not
looking
surprised
at
at
you
Wolf.
differently right now.
I feel like Wolf has a standard of cleanliness just because from the vegan shit. You know? Thank you.
I told y'all.
Plug in the top.
I told y'all that girl that broke up with me because she didn't want me to be the girlfriend in the couple. It just came on and she did eat my pussy with a tampon in. But it had just came on at dinner.
Oh.
So I was literally 1 hour into my period.
Yeah.
Oh, so
That-
who is
But I would never do
into
that
it also?
and never would want to do it again.
Volume 2?
Yeah, wasn't okay. Wasn't okay.
Do you want to know Mandi's? My favorite thing
Yeah.
that was juicy of Mandi's.
Sure.
That night in that hotel room, when you decided you
Which
were gonna
hotel?
give him the back door, and you were just ready.
Oh, which is crazy. If you guys, that story is actually told here on the podcast.
Yes.
It's when I had the anal orgasm with 24/7.
Woo.
Um,
Even reading it, I was like, ooh.
You felt it in your
Ooh.
ass.
I was like, I want my ass to like quake like
listen,
that.
and
What's going
I
on?
gave details. You know what's crazy? I feel like because that was a story that I was able to go and like knew what had happened. I was able to literally transport back there to put those words
Not
back on
back
paper.
there.
Listen,
Yes.
by the way, shout out to y'all as an audience. That chapter is called "You Can Put It Back There," and
That was our
can you
video
put it?
episode.
Can you put it?
Can you put it? Yes.
Can you put it back there?
Have you
And-
ever seen that clip?
No.
So
Vinny was here.
we were in Harlem.
We were in Harlem.
So we had Vinny on. I think we were about to go on tour. Maybe he was visiting me. I don't remember. But I'm making jokes with Mandii about how she says anal once a quarter. I'm like, so how do you know you're ready? She goes, I let them. She said it very matter of fact.
I just say,
Actually, I want you to try to put this side by side because I think I know the cadence. Where's the camera? This one.
Uh-oh.
What do you mean? What do I do? I literally look at him. I say, you can put it back there. It's open for you.
you can put it back there.
Nobody says no.
You can put it back there. You can put it back there.